love me now. Been betrayed so many times, I feel like Lord don't let me down.
All right. What's going on, GLM family? My name is Stormy, and this is the Words of Freedom podcast, where we are here to free. Well, our words are here to free your mind, your body, and your soul. So literally just freeing your mind spiritually, financially, mentally, and physically. All right. So today, y'all already know who I am, but I have a special guest on the call, my friend Chelsea, and really just to give a little background about us and our friendship. We actually got to know each other from, trading Forex and really coming into business of I Am Academy. I think the first time we ever kicked it, literally she dove into the Telegram chat, was like, anybody want to, just get on the charts, and we pulled up to Jake's in Greensboro, North Carolina. And that was the first time I ever met her. And from there, I mean, the bond was phenomenal. From advice, from trading advice, from business advice, from, just personal advice, literally. So it's like, this is a person I look up to in a business aspect, but in a life aspect, man. I want a boss lady, I would say, a person that truly is doing amazing with things, but at the same time has overcome a lot. And we're gonna, get to dive deep a little bit more, and really just understand who Chelsea is, where she came from, and really honestly, like, what obstacles did you overcome, and how did you get to where you are now? All right. So, Chelsea, I'm gonna give you the floor to let you talk about who you are and let the people know who you are. Okay.
What's going on? Thank you so much, Stormy. That reminisced back when we met at Jake's. I remember that for sure. Definitely so. That was our very first interaction, and it was great. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to Words to Freedom. My name is Chelsea S. Sellers Wilson, serial entrepreneur in the state of North Carolina. I have been on this journey now since the year of 2015, and boy, has it been up and down and back, and then turned back around, right? So it's been amazing, from everything from having a trucking company to having my own consulting firm where I'm teaching and coaching students how to jumpstart their careers, to trading within the foreign exchange market, to getting into a little bit of real estate, right? So it's been a journey. This serial entrepreneur journey has been one of a kind, but I don't regret any of it because it's definitely been a lesson on the way. So yeah, that's me. And again, thank you, Stormy, for having me today.
Man, you already know how it is, man. I want you to be extremely comfortable. Like, our audience is people that we just trying to reach them the best way we can. And I feel like the best way we can do that is really to be relatable. Okay. So to start off, with how we actually met was within, trading and things of that nature. But can you go over like some other actual businesses that you actually attained to? Like literally, like what are some of the things as a woman entrepreneur? Like, what are you doing now?
So currently I still have the trucking company. That's been established since 2018. Just a little bit of background about that. Shout out to my mom because she saw it in me to take on a business like that. I had right before then I was working for Audi. I was selling Audis, and then I had met someone I sold a $100,000 car to, and I asked, what he did and so on and so forth. And he told me he did pretty much dispatching, but he just showed up to work every day. He wasn't actually on the phones booking the loads. He had people assigned to do that. So I was interested, and I went and shadowed for a bit. And my mom said, Chelsea, you can actually do that. And I'm like, I don't have any experience in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to do that? I don't know if I even have the money to get started with that. And she says, look, I'm going to get the paperwork. I'm going to get the information together, and I'll present it back to you. And then, you go ahead and take it on. She didn't even give me a choice. She said, you go ahead and take it on. So lo and behold, she actually did that. And I would say within our first 8 months of opening, I brought in for the company because I was actually on the phones. I was in the trenches calling, establishing the contracts, right? Getting that rapport started because we were a new company, no loads, we don't have any history on how good we are, drivers. We don't have any of that type of history with anybody. So I'm on the phone, putting in the work. And within our first 8 months, $100,000, $109,000 came in just within the first 8 months. My first time ever being in the business like that. And I would say, being a female, getting on the phone with a male-dominated industry where you have males and you're negotiating prices, it's just really about being firm, right? Being assertive. Your voice can take you a lot of places. These people never met me, right? Don't know who I am. Don't know what I look like. And all they have are, individuals that are just talking, saying, hey, you're offering, $1 a mile. Well, I want $2. And you got somebody else saying $3. Well, why are you worthy of that $3? Right. And I always used to tell them, hey, this is where I'm from. This is what I do. I also have a military background. This is what I do in the military. I need this $3 a mile. Right. So we start out, they say they're only paying $2. I want $3. We settle in the middle right there at $275. Okay. So that right there, that's been kind of what's been up with that business. Still coaching individuals and speaking and so on and so forth, of course. And within that business right there, you just got to get people to trust you, right? So you got to get people to trust that, hey, I know I can listen to this person. I know exactly what she's talking about, or I can listen to this person and I can trust that they have the results that I desire. So really just, I would say my voice is what got me in a lot of places, just being assertive and knowing, even if I didn't truly know what I was talking about, you didn't know that. I didn't put on that type of show that I really didn't know what I was talking about.
And I feel that, and I feel like it was one thing that you said that truly spoke to me was your mom telling you to go ahead and do it. And I feel like some people may not have that, I want to say foundation or that motivation. Cause my mom's always behind me 1000%, but a lot of people don't have that support system. So what do you feel like, and me personally, I'm gonna answer this too, but I wanted to ask you, like, what do you feel like people that don't really have that support system, like, how can they actually, mentally bring themselves to really go out and do it just, off the whim? Like, look, I'm gonna go after this. I'm a hustle. I'm gonna make it work, whether, somebody like it or not.
Well, it's always easier said than done. All right. Because honestly, my response to that is you got to believe in yourself, but it's really easier to say that than to do it, especially when we think about ourselves. It's just like knowing somebody. Just imagine, Stormy, if I'd known you since you were a kid and here we are today, if I didn't have an open mind, I would still hold on to the Stormy I knew, when you were 15, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we do ourselves. It's hard for us to believe in ourselves when we think about that failure, or it's not even a failure. We think about that setback we had 2 years ago. We think about that, what our bank accounts look like today, right? So I would say truly, although it's easier said than done, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't have that support system, right, the longest relationship you're gonna have with anybody is with yourself. Right. So how you talk to yourself and how you treat yourself is going to soon project on into the future and how you're handling certain situations and how you're responding to certain situations and taking action, in a time where you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. But it's like, what, just jump. You'll get it together. You'll figure it out. I promise you. God won't put too much on you than he knows that you can bear. So believing in yourself. And if it's hard for you to believe in yourself right now, I want you just to start, thinking back to the small wins. Okay. Thinking back to the small wins, because I can just say, and I brought that up about the trucking company and how much revenue was brought in within that 8 months, because I literally have forgotten about that. Right. There's also a saying on, well, if you're still getting excited over what you did 10 years ago, then you're not trying to move forward. Right. But I kind of took that a little bit too literal, because I started forgetting about, how those wins that got me here today. Right. So I take that a little bit, I look back on that time and I'm super happy and grateful that happened, but I'm not holding on to it like that's the only thing I've done. Right. Or that makes me feel accomplished. Right. But I still go back and remember, what, I did do that. Or what, it's crazy. I didn't have any money one day, but the next day I woke up and I had, tens of thousands of dollars in business credit and things like that. So I still have to, if it's hard for you to believe in yourself and you can do a new endeavor right now, I would just say, remember to, the small endeavors that you did take on and how that ended. And if it ended with a smile on your face, and if it ended with you feeling proud, that's more fuel to your fire to help you know, okay, you know what, I can do it. You know, I can get over this, or I can jump out on faith.
And this is the big thing with me, honestly, because I feel like a lot of people in our community may feel like they don't have the support. I say my community, for example, coming where I come from, a lot of people give an excuse that they don't really have the support to move forward with their lives, or go out and do what they truly want to do. One thing that I truly hate when people tell me this is like, man, if I could have done this, if things was a little bit different this way, I know I could have done this, but why didn't you just go out and do it anyway? Why didn't you just try it at least?
Right.
Like you said, like even from your accomplishments in the past, it makes you feel like you got to be happy about it, but at the same time, you got to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people, may hang on to something they did in the past, and then the next couple of years or 10 years was, pretty bad. But now it's like, all right, look at what was going good then, look at what hasn't been going good, and now change it. So you can get back to that state of mind where you can, instead of you reminiscing, now you can just keep moving forward and actually getting what you truly want. So to going back, what we were saying is, not having the support system, that's fine. You still have to jump out there and really change your thought process, because if you don't change it, guess what? Maybe your kid's not going to have the support system that they need because you didn't. If you don't break that curse, then it's never going to be broken until somebody do it.
Right.
So why not you right now? So and for the ones that actually have a good support system, man, appreciate that, because a lot of people don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I appreciate the people that have my back. They tell me right, they tell me wrong when I'm doing right, when I'm doing wrong. And if you can have at least 2 to 3 people in your corner to tell you not what you want to hear, but actually the things that you don't want to hear that may upset you. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you're like, damn, you're right.
Right.
That's another thing. A lot of people don't do that, man. I actually read I'm reading this devotional about squad goals. It's called Squad Goals. And it's really how you should be talking to your friends. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to tell your friends right from wrong. You got to encourage your friends all the time. And honestly, be there for them. Like, a lot of times where you don't talk about business all the time, but you talk about personal things too. Like, how's your marriage going? How's your relationship? Because their marriage may be going down the drain, but you want to talk about business. Mm-hmm. Or you want to talk about, what we gonna do to get this money, but it's like, are you okay?
Right.
Because mentally we got to be there to continue to strive forward. Mm-hmm. Man, the growth. I'm telling you, like, my mind be all over the place. I'll just be reading so much stuff, but we're gonna stick to it, to really understanding as a woman, not even just a woman, just anybody, period. How to overcome the obstacles that life brings you, while utilizing your resources too. So to state back, let's go back a little bit, because I know that you was in the military. Mm-hmm. You still in, right? You still
in, okay. 7 years strong. We in there.
You said how long?
7 years.
Oh Lord. So what made you actually want to go into the military?
All right. So how I got in was to literally separate myself from my comfort zone. Okay. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the benefits. I literally needed to get out of my comfort zone. All right. So transparent moment. I had got into hanging around the wrong crowd. I got into this point in time where I was just valuing what people thought about me over, who I really was. I wasn't trying to embrace who I really was. I was trying to just fit in. Right. But like Drake says, God said, when you were born to stand out, you're not going to fit in, right? You're going to be custom made regardless. So I wasn't seeing that at the time. And I started making some bad decisions. And I said, okay, I missed the deadline to apply for college. I missed the deadline for the FAFSA, all that process. I don't even know what that process is like. I don't know. I missed it. Okay. So my parents, I was supposed to be getting information to my parents. I was not. I was procrastinating, and before we knew it, the deadline was already dead and it was over. So I said, well, what can I do if I do want to go to college? Mind you, at this time I'm in early college, so I'm kind of already drained from that college lifestyle. But I said, well, what can I do that will pay for my college if I do want to go? But also at the same time, it'll give me some good benefits and things like that. And I was like, okay, the military, right? I'll go into the military. So I use that to, again, for me personally, get out of my comfort zone. But for the sake of my parents, my family, I said, well, look, I can go into the military, and now look, college is paid for. You guys are trying to figure out, paying all this, that, and the third, application fees, all that, and the third. Well, the military is going to pay for everything. So let me just go into the military a couple of years and then, come back, go to college. They'll pay for it. Well, they were definitely like a no. For sure. They were definitely a no to it. So I actually snuck and I got sworn in on my own. So my family wasn't even there to witness me get sworn into the military because I snuck and did it. They were such of a no. And I was such of a, look, this is my vision. You can't see it. I've got to do what's best for me. Right. So went off, and that is literally that backstory, was to get out of my comfort zone so I could have a refresh. I rebuild my relationship with God. I feel like I'm just trying to depend so much on myself, do everything myself. I need to just get into a place where I don't have any control. And that was definitely the place. So that's my backstory on what made me get in right there.
And I hear a lot of stories like how the military really like gets you prepared for life, really structuring you up and really just being disciplined. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like you can do that without.
Yeah, you can.
Army. But how has that helped you like within, life now, like with what you learned from the military?
So when it came to discipline, I already had it because my mom was that was my military training instructor. She was always yelling, she was always hard on me and everything. So that discipline, it was there. I think it was just the isolation, right? Being isolated in that time, and not having anybody else to talk to. And I couldn't vent to the other girls because they were going through the same, crap that I was going through. So at that time, it gave me time to really reflect and think. Like, it gave me that time to wake up and say my prayer and read the devotional and write a little bit. So I definitely learned, I would say, some structure out of that. I learned some structure, getting up every day, making the bed, having the clothes laid out maybe the day before, so you're already prepared. Getting up and getting straight to it. You're not wasting any time. They're already timing you on how long it takes you to get ready. You're getting woken up at 5 o'clock and they need you to be downstairs by 5:20. You don't have time to check your phone. You don't have time to, you know what I'm saying? You've got to get up, get moving, get your clothes on, get in line so you can get down there. So that structure, time management, it didn't teach time management because the military is so big on hurry up and wait. Hurry up, get to a destination on time, and then you wait all day. So to me, that's not good time, using time wisely for me. But structure, it definitely played a part. My OCD got stronger from the military, but that's because keeping things in order. I believe in keeping things in order. And one thing about the military, if your bed wasn't tight enough, right? That's not order for them. You have to start all over again, right? So that structure there, not having like a cluttered space, everything had to be clean. And I relate that to, somebody who has a cluttered space, they have a cluttered mind, right? Then anybody who has a cluttered mind is probably unstable in all his ways because he's a double-minded man, right? So that definitely came from the military right there. But that discipline, it was already instilled. It just got, bigger when going in. And then the structure really taught me a lot because I didn't have, although there was discipline in my household, was it structured? I don't know, because it wasn't an order of things to do, I will say shout out to my mom for always making sure I had a planner, but if you don't use it, what's it good for? And I know I definitely, after getting out of the military and, seeing my instructors have a schedule agenda day to day, every hour planned out or whatnot, that definitely inspired me to go ahead and start handling my life that way as well.
Damn. I feel like you came for me. I'm like, damn. cluttered mind. I'm a two. I'm like, damn it, like damn, it be some of them. It be some days where you be like, damn, like But I will say that, yeah, a lot of the things that the military has taught you is honestly what a lot of people need to really just go out and figure out on their own as well. Because like me personally, what gets me up and give me structure every day, like I get up and make my bed. But there's some other things that may go and play. My clothes may be on top of my bed, not folded, everything of that nature. So I do say, I say the structure thing. A lot of people need to get more structured to really see how they're using their time wisely. Because I say, like, man, the person I'm dealing with right now, like she's crazy structured. Like she lets me know, or I see things. I'm like, damn, I need to be doing that. Like she has her task out. Like me personally, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I go do it, but it's like I don't see myself crossing it off.
Right.
She literally is crossing them off like a list of everything. I'm like, damn. But she's to the T. Like she's doing this at this time, this time, this time, this time, this time. If she's off, the mood is off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just something that hit me. I don't know if, for y'all out there, that may hit y'all a little bit, but that hit me definitely because me personally, I feel like I have to get a little bit more structured to make me feel like I'm being a little bit more productive and striving towards the goals that I truly lay out for myself daily.
So I would say for you, start doing the same thing. Start with them checks. I'm telling you, I can go get my planner right now. The things on my list, after I'm done, I'm checking it off. It's some type of, it's a mental thing. It's something internally that happens that make you really feel like you're accomplished, right? And then what I also do, the things that don't have a check, I either have to put a line through it as it got canceled or X, meaning I didn't do it. And if there's an X on it, it's showing me what I'm okay. There was one point in time I had read on there every single day, and every single day at the end of the day, it's coming with an X. It's coming with an X. So when I go back and look at my week or go back and look at my month, what did I struggle on this month? Reading.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't that it's procrastination, because really procrastination, all that is it's not important enough. If you're procrastinating on something, low key, it's not important enough. So if you are knocking out the easy things before you knock out the hard things, that means easy is important to you. You want to just do things that are easy, but you're wondering why you can't get to the next level because it's going to take some hard things to do as well. But you can't even allow your easy side to outrun that hard side. So you're going to always be first with easy.
I catch myself doing that too.
Man, I'm talking to myself as well because I've done that, right? Sometimes I'll slip up and still do it, but I know I said this go round, right? I didn't even make a New Year's resolution. I made a birthday resolution, right? Because my New Year starts on my birthday. So I said, you know what? I've got to be more intentional. I've got to be more smart. My transactions have to be smart and intentional. My decisions have to be smart and intentional. I don't care what I do. It needs to just be intentional and it needs to be smart. So
dig a little bit on that. Like, what do you mean by intentional?
Why? Right? Why? So it's like when I asked you, like, what inspired you to get with the podcast, right? That was low key a why are you doing the podcast, right? Me hopping on today, like I got to look at my task, and if reading is on there, right? I need to be intentional about it because my goal is to read one book a month for the first quarter. So 3 books in the first quarter. So intentional means like you've got to have a reason behind doing it. You're not just going to say, let me do the laundry just because. Like, okay, you need to do the laundry because either you are lacking on your undies and whatnot and you need more, or you're doing it just because you just feel like when you do the laundry and you clean up, it's a safe space and you feel like you're clean and you can get going and it's productive. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So being intentional, I've learned is because I used to have a lot of stuff on my list. Right. One of the main things I would have on my list is to read, write, listen, teach, and make money every single day. But what was my intention behind it? How was that helping me? Me listening to somebody else or plugging into, an educator or something, why am I doing that? Well, I'm doing that because I need to get better at trading, or I'm doing that because I need to get better at teaching somebody else something. If I'm reading, why am I doing that? Well, I'm reading not only because I need to knock out. Why do I want to knock out? What's my intentions for knocking out one book every month for the first quarter, 3 books a quarter. Well, it's because I need to increase my knowledge. I need to increase the intelligence. I need to increase, what I know internally so I can spit it back out externally. Right. So that's my background on being intentional.
And I like that, because that makes me think a little bit more about the things that I'm doing too now. Like, just moving with intent. I told myself this. I was like, I'm gonna start moving a little bit more intent, like more so like literally understand like why am I doing this, but also like how can I make it better? You know what I'm saying? So when you had asked me about like why am I doing this podcast, and I literally told you like it's not for me. These words will never go away. When it's uploaded onto the podcast or it's uploaded on YouTube, it's there forever.
Exactly. You're right. It's
there forever. So anything that's leaving something behind. I know I have kids within the next 5 whatever years, however long, it don't matter. They can go and see their father on YouTube somewhere. Literally. And that's the best thing about understanding, or that's the best thing about doing this, is that if somebody is going through something or they're struggling with something, I know for a fact that they can go to this page and listen to whichever podcast they want to listen to. They be like, oh yeah, that podcast with Chelsea really spoke with me. Let me go back and check that one out. Or, the first podcast Stormy did by herself, that it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. It's just little things like that. That's why I say, like, really just helping somebody free their mind spiritually, physically, financially, and mentally. In each sector, these are things that's needed. And with this, honestly, it makes me feel good, because, I like to talk and I like to understand people. I like to get to know people. I just like to just chat it up.
Right.
And if I can learn and I can help people learn throughout the process, or actually just help heal themselves or free themselves, man, it's amazing. Literally. Like we're gonna get into, you dealing with the credit business, or you dealing with credit, because I feel like a lot of people need to know it. We ain't got to go too in depth, but just really the basic things, but just doing it intentionally so that people can understand, like, on a daily basis. That's why, about trading, our business is, people got to be a little bit more intentional with why they should be trading, or why people should be trading, because it's another way where you can put your money into, into where you can grow your money, but also, in different investments as well. Just learning the foundations so you understand that money isn't just to go to work, spend your time, and be made. No, you can literally put that money to the side and let it work for you at the end of the day, because that's more so how you're going to get ahead, but really take advantage of the time in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the biggest thing. So intentional, being more intentional, that'd be another word for me, man. Just really being more intentional with everything that I do, and not being selfish. It's not about me. It's about everybody else, or the things that I do. How can I help the next person?
Right.
So, big thing I was gonna ask you. What is the number one thing that this is? Look, guys, I love y'all, but this is for the women right now. It's for the women. Literally, what is one big, I want to say, piece of advice that you can give to women actually either in the entrepreneurship realm or wanting to dive into the entrepreneurship realm?
Have that BDE, ladies. Okay. That's that big what energy. Have it. Okay. And the reason being is because for some reason, males will undermine females, and I think the reason comes from just history, right? Women wasn't even able to vote until a certain time, and then it wasn't a thing for even getting into religion, women to be in religious positions in the church, meaning be in the pulpit and things like that. And then it was, so a lot of the times, we as women, we've gotten our voices taken away, or we've had to bite our tongues, and we're in this era now, you don't have to bite your tongue, right? We're in this era now where you need to come in and command the room. You need to have a firm handshake, right? I cannot stand when I shake another female's hand and it's a little shake, you know, one of these little bits, and it's like, you've got to grip my hand right now because I need to know, how serious are you, right? Are you going to be shy coming behind the podium, or I know I can trust off of your handshake that you're going to deliver something good, or your voice is going to be heard, or, you know, you're not going to come up and we're going to have to tell you to speak up a little bit because we can't hear you. Okay. So have that BDE, excuse my French right there, but you guys can figure out the rest of it, what that means, right? If you don't, go ahead and Google, but have that type of energy, command the room, be assertive, be confident. Even if you don't have any idea what you're stepping into, you still come in with confidence, and don't be afraid to, you know, challenge, ask questions, right? Ask questions if you don't know. Have your stuff together before you walk into that meeting. All right. I know that one thing that helped me, my mom used to tell me when I first started going on interviews, she always used to say, you know, Chelsea, make sure you have some strong questions for them. What are their expectations, right? Are they a part of the Fortune 500 companies? Are they a part of that 500, right? What's the history of the business? What's the energy like? You know, you need to be asking those questions because a lot of people, they come to the interview, hear the interview, and they be like, no, I don't have any questions. And then you get on the job and there's some things that, you know, you're not really feeling, or there's some things that was a red flag to you, right? Or now you're in this position where, you know, they look at you as, you know, you're not really valued. They look at you as your position doesn't really hold any weight, right? You being in that position doesn't hold any weight. You want to come in and leave a footprint, all right, completely. Meaning to the fact of, if you were to leave, they would be hurt, okay? Or if your presence wasn't there, it would be different. I know I left my impact like that with trading, right? I definitely left my impact, and it was intentional, right? Meaning that, hey, if I'm not on the agenda this week, or I'm not teaching any calls this week, people are going to be, hey, this was good, but where's this person, right? And I left it on purpose just to show the value that I was, the type of person that I was, the information that I'm giving is it's worth far more than what you're having to pay for right now, all right? So command the room, be assertive, have confidence, all right? Even if you're unsure, still maintain those attributes right there. That's what I got.
I had to write that down.
I love it.
For real. Because it's like, to state back, big thing I've been doing this year is, like, I told myself I was going to read the whole Bible. And I literally read yesterday, First Corinthians, I believe. And it talked about how women wasn't even able to speak in the church meetings or church meetings at all. Like, you don't bring no advice to the table. If you want something, you tell your husband, let them bring it. And I was like, thinking back, I'm like, dang, like, that's not okay at all, because one, we are all humans. We have any, like we said, anything you set your mind out to, you can do it, period. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's so many strong, beautiful women just coming out and really being amazing nowadays. Those are the ones that's really building up the entrepreneurship industry, like, period. Like, nails, estheticians, beauty salons. I mean, yeah, that's a women-dominated industry, but now they're diving into the men, the male-dominated industries. Like you said, the dispatching, or
even selling cars. When I was selling Audis, I was the only female in that area, and I was being one of the top male producers, was head to head every month, head to head.
Yes,
every month.
And so I have this friend. Her name is Deanna. She works at a car dealership in South Carolina. Her dad, is like a manager or something there. But she's a top sales lady at the Chevrolet dealership. Literally, I think she made she sold well over $1 million last year in cars. Like, and man, the sky's the limit for women right now. And that's the thing. That's what pushes me every single day, because I have a woman in my life that's pushing me every single day. Literally. And it's like, the fact is, it's why I love, like, you know, I used to think that I couldn't really be with an alpha female or things of that nature, but shit, she pushed me to hell. Like, I'm okay with not, you know, because sometimes I don't got the answers. Sometimes I don't. So it's like, you know, you don't want to be the blind leading the blind. And, you know, and that's a big deal with me. Like, look, sometimes I mean, I ain't gonna say something. I used to feel uncomfortable about it, but now it's like, I'm to understanding, like, yo, this is what I need, because it's something that's helping me grow, because I may have been growing to other people, but like internally I was not growing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having strong-minded individuals, and that's why I said about the squad goals a little bit earlier, is really having those people that's really gonna challenge your thought process, that's gonna challenge your growth. And I feel like for the women out there, man, I love all y'all, and I want y'all to go out there and really like take everything by storm, because it's there for you. God put it out there for you. He knows that it's there, but it's just it's time for you to take it. It's time for you to follow the path that He set out for you to overcome, and really go out there and get it. You're gonna have obstacles. It's gonna be hard, man. They're gonna come in your way. They're gonna try to distract you. They're gonna doubt you. People are gonna doubt you. Everything is gonna happen. People are gonna try to tell you you're not enough. You can't do it. Still do it anyway. And like Chelsea said, like, really, I think another thing that stood out to me was the preparation part. Big thing about me, as I was, you know, it's 12 P's. Piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. And it's the last part, but that's during my pledging, you know, my pledging process. But I give y'all the first, you know, what was that, 8? But piss poor performance, well, piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance, literally. So with that being said, it's like, you ain't prepared, you're not gonna be ready to give it your all. And ladies, y'all may have to do a little bit more sometimes and really be prepared for, like, really over prepared for what's to come. Because I can say that I've hardly prepared for a lot of things, and I was just, with pure confidence, I was fine with that. Literally, a lot of things that I did before, like, it was just, now when I'm really prepared, I'm smacking it. But when I'm not prepared, I just have to give it pure confidence and hope that it's gonna go well. I'd rather know that it's gonna go well, because I'm already prepared. And ladies, that's something stating back to what did you say? Command it, be assertive, and be confident. I love that. You got to command that. You got to be assertive, and you have to be confident with everything that you do. And that's just really just stepping in the room and letting people know, like, look, I'm here and I'm ready to do it. That's a bad, you know what I mean? So I love this, because I just love encouraging people. And it's not all about, and it's like, you know, men are quote unquote providers, but it's a generation now where women are stay back, INDEP,
right,
you know, independent. So it's just, I mean, but it's about being whole on your end and the guy being whole on their end. So now you guys are coming together and actually growing properly.
right.
And that's another thing I read today, was like, you shouldn't have to wait on somebody to come into your life to feel whole.
Right.
Be that independent person, but at the same time, understand you need a partner. If you got the most perfect partner, I'm telling you, you're going to go through struggles. You're going to go through things. You're going to have to grow through it. But man, when you both are whole and you know what you guys are on this earth for, your purpose, and y'all use that together, I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I'm there right now. I have a person that's whole, that may be still working on some things, but I'm becoming whole. And I feel like right now I know who I am and I know where I'm going. So now I can address that with the person I'm dealing with, and we can move forward, and we can actually do, you know, live in our purpose.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, man. Is and keeping God in the middle of everything. Relationship, business,
yeah,
life, whatever.
keep it through. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I love it.
Definitely. And you, I mean, I say that's another thing that you was actually a person that I think we was at the retreat at Lake Norman.
Mm-hmm.
You basically just broke it down to me like you have to continue to put God first. And you actually pushed me, you know, it took me some time, it took me a couple months or so to really dive back into it, but to really push to pray and really study the Bible a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, even with trading, you need discipline, but at the same time, you got to have faith.
Yeah. And sometimes I would say, like, honestly, when it comes to if you need help right now, anybody out there need help right now rebuilding their relationship with God, because I feel like, I don't know, this could be personal. I'm just gonna tell you based off of personal experience, but I feel like when we go to him and just ask, I don't know, it's like the more we ask, the further away we get from him. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I say that because I noticed that the more I thank him and be grateful, the closer I get to him. So sometimes in a prayer, we're used to going to God in prayer and asking, and we totally forget that sometimes the most powerful prayer is just saying thank you. Like literally, like I just had to get a new set of tires last week. And when they took those tires off my car and showed me, like I apparently had bought a bad set. So I got sold a bad set of tires, and it was nothing but the grace of God, the way those tires looked, that they hadn't bursted in any way. The most I had was a slow leak. But all through the times of my tire light having to keep coming on, and I'm not really understanding why it keeps coming on, through that whole time, I'm just like, God, just hold me over, get me from point A to point B. God, let everything be okay, that I can afford a brand new set of tires. I thank you, God, for these, because I know it could be worse. Thank you, God, that I still have the rims that go on there. I don't have hubcaps on there. Thank you, God, that it's getting me. I'm not pulled over. I have a flat. Like, I'm just taking him through that, and I know that that's what got me as far as I did, to where I got the new set right on time. Literally, because the way those tires look, I shouldn't have been going as many miles as I was going and traveling up and down the highway. I know I shouldn't have, but I definitely, on the other side of knowing that, is I also know I got that far because I was being grateful.
Yeah.
So if you need to rebuild, or if you feel like, you've been talking to God and he's just not there, or you don't know, if you're not sure if your listening ear is turned on completely, just back up for a sec. It's no, you don't need to keep saying, God, please, send me $100. You don't have to keep asking for that, because he already knows what you need, right? He already knows that's what you want. And just start being grateful for the $50 that you got, being grateful for that, because, I always speak, I'm so happy and grateful now. Money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And I be doggone if it's not happening, right? It may not be in the increasing quantities that I want, but it's coming to me. And because I'm still thankful for it, I know that the increase is only going to get larger. So look it right there for you.
That's good, because I mean, that's something I've been working on, because I got a group, because I got a group of friends that I talk to every single day, man. They help me honestly build my faith, build my trust. And it's like, and I feel like I'm not judged through my obstacles. Like, when I talk to them, I'm not being judged. It's like counsel, literally. Like, they're giving me advice all the time. And sometimes, and it's hard that, a lot of things that you want to talk about, there may be some people that you can't really go to and talk about these things. And that's sad. And I feel like with the type of community that me and my friends have, that I talk to on a daily basis about stuff like that, is that where everyone needs that. everyone needs that certain area or certain group of individuals that you can really call, like really talk to and really talk about everything that you truly may be scared to talk about. And I feel like that's been helping me grow, and just stating back and just having that trust in God, and really just having that faith in God, and really just thanking him every single day. Because I mean, just to sum up everything we talked about, literally everything that you went through, Chelsea, was by the grace of God. From the military, the different businesses, your mom, everything happened for a reason. And a lot of people lose that thought and lose that understanding, because at the end of the day, everything that you go through is meant for something better.
Right, that's true.
Literally, like you said, anything could have happened, but it didn't with those tires.
Mm-hmm.
And it came right on time for you to get a new set. Literally.
Right.
Like, I've been transparent moment, guys, don't do this. I've been riding dirty since August of 2021. I just got my tag renewed today. Have not been pulled over. I got pulled over once and got a warning. Once. Finally got my tag renewed. But now I feel free. Like when police get behind me, I get over. You know what I'm saying? So they don't run my tag. But now it's like feeling free. And just God giving me the opportunity, because I mean, I've been putting it off, but now he put money in the pocket to be like, you know, go take care of that. We gonna take care of that. And that's something I have to do, that I have to deal with too. I have to thank him more than I ask for things. Cause I feel like I prayed last night and I was thinking, you know, thank ass, you know, like that. And I personally felt like what I was saying, I'm praying and it's just like, this don't sound right. Like, why am I saying these things? Like, literally, like yo, like I had to apologize mid-prayer, like, God, I'm sorry. Like, I'm being ungrateful. Like, I'm just asking for all these things. I want you to do so much overnight. Like, no, I'm sorry. Let me just thank you for where I'm at. And that I had to really just look over, like, yo, like, I'm just thankful that I'm still in this position. I'm still with this person through hard times, hardships, through good and bad, don't matter. Glad my mom's still here. Like, just things of that nature. I had to really realize, like, yo, like, I'm blessed. Right. And I'm asking for more. Yeah, I want more, but at the same time, be grateful for what you have now. Like, be grateful for the now, so you can have it later.
Yes, sir.
Facts. But let's dive into the credit thing, man. Like, talk to me, because I've been actually thinking about doing some things. I don't know if anybody know about. I know you do, about trade lines. So I want to do that with business credit. So
yeah. So guys, I've learned so much. Like, I thought I knew what to do with money until I knew what to do with money. You know, I know how to save, right? But do you know how to create more? Okay. So, and then when you create more, what do you do with it? And it's crazy because I've had a credit card since 2015, American Express, like, been in the status. But I looked at credit cards as, okay, well, you know, if you do want to shop and you don't have it on hand right now, you can just shop and then, you know, you can go ahead and just pay it back. Or, you know, it's good to put some gas on there to start like building the credit. But it didn't click. Like, it just didn't click. I didn't realize that I could take that credit, turn it to liquid cash, go put it in business, reinvest and make money from the business. I thought when you fund your business, it's all got to be liquid. And this whole time, I've had access to credit, but I was using it completely wrong. I thought credit, the way I was taught, was it's there for your liabilities. And that's kind of how we knew it as. But guys, it's really there for your assets too. You just got to use it right. So, you know, your personal credit, that's making up of the payment history, the inquiries, the the length in your credit, delinquencies and things like that. That's what that, but your payment history and how often you're paying on time. And I'm missing one more. It'll come back, but that's your personal. And then the business credit is number of accounts. So that's the number of accounts. That's personal. But the business, you have it easy because once you get access to business credit, guys, it only keeps up with your payment history and your number of accounts. All right. It doesn't care about your credit usage like how the personal credit does. Personal credit cares about personal usage as well. Business does not. Right. So with that being said, get that personal credit together, get it higher than a 730. So that way, banks can start, raising their eyebrows a little bit, get it higher than the 750 to really get them to move and get the ball rolling, get it higher than 780 and close to definitely in your 800 club, and you're going to get whatever you want. But it's important to get that credit high and to keep that personal credit clean because you can put that over in the business credit. Now, how you get business credit, it's not just having a business is just deeper than the LLC. All right. That LLC, that piece of paper, it really don't mean too much. Why it doesn't mean too much? Because if you don't even have a business phone number, if you don't have a legitimate business address, if you don't have a business website, if you don't have a business email, when you go and apply for business credit and you just have the LLC and everything else is personal tied to your name, it looks like foo-foo. It looks like you're not really taking it serious. Right? So the credit I have came across, like I said, I didn't know how to use it. I wasn't using it correctly. I thought it had to be all liquid cash in order to, make it work in the business world, and not knowing that, okay, you take this money, invest it completely, whatever it is that you want to do. So if you got a business and it's only going to take $25,000 to start up and you get granted with $50,000 in credit, you take that $25K and you do whatever it is that you need to do to fund that business, get it up and running, so that way the profits can start coming back in, right? So use it the right way. And like I said, I wish I had known this, but it's all a live and you learn. Like my story is like when I really get to the point of being able to have and I have a testimony now, but just having that testimony of overcoming certain business obstacles where I made mistakes or I wasn't sure, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And it ended up biting me in the tush for that. I'm going to be super excited just to see like how it started to how it was going to, how it ended and, how it's going to continue. Right. So, but I will say something that I wish I knew, make sure before you even have the LLC, right, get yourself a business address. Okay. Get the business address. All right. Then from there, get yourself a business phone number. Okay. Get yourself a business phone number, and then get yourself a business website. Okay.
Let them know the number though. It need to be like a 1-800 number though.
1-800 number for sure. Yeah, you have different places you can go for that business number. You can go to Ring Central. You can go to Freedom Voice. You have places like Opus and Regis. These are virtual address companies. They also provide numbers as well. They even will go as far as providing a operator, meaning somebody will answer the phone for you and then transfer it to your line. Make it real official and legit, right? So get yourself the business address, get yourself the business phone number, the business website, get yourself a business email, and then start to list your business. You need to be on Google. You need to be on 411, listyourself.net, Yelp, be on those places, right? And then that LLC comes into place. Now that LLC holds some weight that you have, right? Then you can go get the LLC. Because what I just named, guys, all you need is a business name, right? Because when you go apply for the LLC, what do they ask for? Address, email, phone number. And you putting down your personal stuff, you can start out, but you got to go pay a fee just to change it in the long run. Why pay that? Okay. So after you get the LLC, you're going to have your EIN set up. Then you need to go and get your business bank account. Now with the business bank account, right, you want to look up some mid-sized banks that actually cater to small business owners. Okay. Not a lot of banks are just catering to small businesses. Chase, they don't really cater to small business. Bank of America, they don't cater to small businesses. I mean, unless you have an account with them already, that's fine because you have that relationship. But if you don't and you're just starting fresh, you know, they're catering to your big wigs. They're catering to the Ruth Chris. They're catering to, you know, the Under Armour. These are the people, these are the businesses they're catering to, big businesses. You're starting out as a small business. You want a mid-sized bank that caters to small business owners, small businesses. You want them to help you out. Okay? Because you might go to Chase and ask for $20K and they say no, but you might go to a mid-sized bank that caters to small businesses and they'll say yes. Okay? So get yourself a business bank account. What else would it be? Yeah, that's it. And afterwards, you start applying for credit. Okay? Now, you have some stipulations where people will say, well, your LLC needs to be at least 3 to 6 months old and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's fine. Some places are like that. But for that strong foundation, you want that credit. Once you get your personal credit together, right, then you go and establish the business credit. Okay? And a lot of this, you can mask a lot of, this is things that I do right now from the mistakes I've made with personal credit. I take my personal credit and I'll mask it into the business credit because the business doesn't show up on your personal report. Your business score is different from your personal score, right? So I've had to, you know, pick up the pieces from where I go. It's not about what happens, it's what you do with what happens, how you handle that situation. So if you ran yourself into, I don't know, $10,000 in debt, $15,000 in debt, but you get approved for $20,000 in business credit, well, that personal probably needs to get transferred over to that business credit. And then you take that remaining and make something work, right? Or you will automatically go ahead, you know, that's if you don't have a business. If you have a business in mind and things like that, and you're ready to get going and you know what you need to do and you know what it costs to get the start up, right? Go ahead, take whatever it's going to take out of that 20 grand, put it into the business, make it work. The rest is sitting there, you know, you leave that for the business expense. You know, these are just different options to move the money and play around. But you want to keep that personal report as clean as possible so that way you can get more business. Because although that you're applying on the business side, they still, some places will check your personal first, right? And I know I've ran into stipulations before where my usage was a little high. You know, everything was clean, 770 credit score, everything looks great, it's clean, but my usage is high. So because of that, they won't give me any more money, whether it is for the business. So again, keep that personal as clean as possible so that way you can just keep getting more for the business. So if that, like I said, if that takes you having to take that personal debt and transfer it into the business, so that way it's not showing when you go apply, do what you got to do, and then you can put it back on there, right? So that's just a little bit of brief things on credit. We can get a lot further into it. You know, if you want to do a cast one day and we're just talking just about credit, I'll, you know, tell you everything that I've learned and individuals I've got it from. But real quick, yeah, since we're talking about business, you guys, that's what I just gave you on having the phone number, having the address, having the email address, the website, listing yourself, getting the LLC, getting the EIN. That is what's going to set you up right there. I promise y'all, that's what's going to set you up to even start getting, so even if it's $2,000, you'll get off of what I just named. All right.
We definitely gonna do it. We definitely got to do an episode on just credit, period.
Yeah.
Because
now I'm not an expert, but I just, you know, I'm a big believer in taking my notes and doing my homework and then applying it and seeing how it works. And, you know, when I started really learning to do things the right way, I know like within a matter of, I should have done the time on it, but I'm pretty sure it was a matter of like maybe 15 days. You know, here I am getting 15K one avenue. Here I am getting another 10K one avenue, right? So that money being created, but again, you've got to know what to do with it.
Right.
And like I said, I hate that I didn't know what to do with it, but now that I do know, I'm not going to do coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm going to take the punches, take those lessons, because now, look, guys, although that situation has happened to me, you know, it might not have happened to you. And now I just gave you the blueprint on what not to do. So now you know what to do. Right? So you don't need liquid capital just to fund the business. You can get that credit, turn it into liquid, and then go on and so forth right there. But you don't have to look at that credit as just, oh, this is a way to, you know, keep buy liabilities if I don't have it. No, use that as a way to fund those assets.
That's facts. I actually been looking into, I've been studying HIM 500.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
No, No, him 500. Yeah,
Yeah,
him 500. I thought you said him. Yeah, him.
Nah, Mr. Him 500. Like literally, just really the whole group. Like the whole I want to say hold on, the whole doggone like circle of CEOs. Like I follow them and really I tap into their free lessons, everything, and hopefully get to a point where I can pay for their courses or pay to get in their groups, because what they teach is something that everybody needs to tap into. And like I said, back to the having a group of individuals that's really gonna tell you right from wrong, that's really hustling. That group right there is the epitome of who you looking to have within your circle. Mm. And that's crazy. But yeah, we definitely gonna have an episode on just talking about credit, man, because I feel like that's something that we definitely got to educate our people on. Because a lot of us got to go out there and get our own information and really learn this by ourselves. But if we can, take what we have learned, or take, whatever you have learned, and really just give it back to others. I mean, they take it, they don't. It is what it is. But it's just about putting that information out there. One last thing I'm gonna ask you before we go is from a lot of people that's in our communities probably don't have credit at all, or they have terrible credit. What's the number? What's their first steps to bettering that, where they can grow their credit, and just really be able to get on their feet with it?
If you don't have credit, then you could definitely, buy a trade line from somebody and start leveraging their great credit to help you with yours. Co-signers help out with different things, but really just getting you a little credit card, something that, they have different credit card things where you can choose to say, okay, I want to do $100, and they'll have you pay $100 back over a year. So that's a couple dollars a month or whatnot, $10 or less than $10 a month that you pay on that. And then once you're done with it, that comes back, but it starts to establish credit. You can enroll for things for things that keep up with your rent, right? To show that you're paying your rent on time, and that adds up your bills and stuff like that. That helps you start to establish some credit. So that's what I say for people who don't have any at all. If your credit is horrible, a trade line is not going to help. But if it is, like I said, besides that, I mean, yeah, you can still do simple things of what I just named about, reporting your rent. So that way it starts to help, reporting you paying things off, even doing the little self-lending. Those are what it's called, self-lending. So you can choose to do, like I said, $100 or $500, pay it back over a year. And then at the end, you get your money back, of course. But yeah, it just shows the stability and the consistency that can help you start to build it. But definitely, if you have the bad, credit, hire an expert to get those derogatory remarks or collections or whatever that's hurting you, get them off. If it's your high usage, then, you're just going to have to pay that down, and it takes some time depending on the capital you have coming in. But that's really it. It's not going to be like a quick fix overnight type of thing. I'm working with somebody right now where I'm mentoring him on some business, but I'm also getting his credit together because he's going to need to get some business credit. And, we've been I've been coaching him now since, I think, what is this? We're in 2022 now, so February. So I think since October, November, sometime like that. And he's seen a tremendous growth, right? It takes, I'm not saying he's seen a 70-point growth. He didn't really have any negative things on there. So he just needed to kind of start growing the score. And just the little things I've got him to do of paying on time and manipulating and paying 2 to 3 times per month before the due date, paying by the statement day, running it up so that way you can ask for a bigger line of credit. Things like that has helped him grow his score over these few months that we've been coaching together. And I'm not an expert at all. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more for me to learn, but I'm coaching him off of experience, what I've done, how I can help him build it and everything like that. So yeah, if you have no credit, start establishing some accounts. That's going to help you with that. And if you have bad credit, and definitely get your trade line. If you have no credit, you can buy your trade line. But if you have bad credit, know that a trade line will not help you, and you need to just, pay your stuff down, hire an expert to remove those negative remarks. Sometimes you don't even have to hire an expert. If you know somebody who knows somebody and you have that template, you can send the letter in, and it gets it all taken off. You know, all you do to fix credit these days is send letters in to the creditor. So you can do that stuff yourself. Invest in a $50 DIY do-it-yourself credit repair book, right? People have them out here $50 to $100. You can do that. And then, yeah, and just keeping that usage low and paying it off.
Facts. Again, we probably gonna have an episode really talking more in depth about it. But I mean, guys, we didn't talk about a lot. Really, just going about, you know, who Chelsea is. You know, her just being a lady boss, and you know, BDE. Y'all know what it means.
Having it. Big
energy. I know what it is. But you gotta have big energy, ladies. Like, this one is really for the ladies. Not every episode with a lady is just gonna be for the ladies, but more so like that's who we talking to. And anybody that's really, you know, dealing with bad credit or dealing with no credit, or, you know, looking to grow it, because I'm a person, I'm looking to grow my credit. I had a 700 credit score, you know, got smacked around a couple of times, so I'm still working on growing mine. So Chelsea, I'm gonna talk to you about that, but I'm educating myself every single day. That's why, you know, I brought up a couple of things that I've learned lately, and I'm working on that now, and I see it going up a couple of points here and there, but you know, I'm waiting for that big push a little bit later. But but yeah, so like, look, Jill and family, y'all, you know, let us know. Repost, like, comment, share. When I post on Instagram, tag us, whatever you need to do. Chelsea's Instagram is at, you got to say it. I'm telling y'all.
No, it's all good. At Eminence Guru, guys. That's EINENCE. All right. At Eminence, EMINENCE Guru, GURU. At Eminence Guru, EMINENCE GURU. Follow me there. If you have any questions, you want to reach out, interested in getting into the trucking company, interested into getting some of my coaching services, right? Reach out to me. We're coaching. Same here with what Stormy's talking about right now, the mental, emotional, right? Spiritual, all right? Financial, okay? Realms of life, physical, realms of life right there, okay? So reach out to me. Maybe you want to learn how to trade, or learn how to read the charts, or learn where to invest some of your money at. I'm an open book, okay? Slide into my DMs and make sure it's about business for sure, all right?
Literally, don't be scared. Like, literally, like, y'all know my Instagram, BILL.IONAIRE Storm, Bill.NS Storm. So our DMs are open. Literally, like you said, respectfully come in the DMs. Don't be talking crazy. We know we look good, but I'm just letting y'all know that honestly, if something that y'all don't know, reach out. If we don't know the answer, we're gonna go get it for you, literally. And like I always say, this podcast, these words that we are giving you is just to free your mind, your body, and soul, spiritually, financially, mentally, physically, every single day. So Jill and family, I love y'all. See y'all in the next episode. Shout out to Chelsea. She will be back. So y'all stay tuned in. Y'all stay tapped in, because we will have another episode with her. Maybe with a lot of episodes. You know, she got a lot to talk about. We can talk about the trucking business too. All right. Yeah. So let's get it, man. I love y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll see y'all when we be back. All right. Peace.
Yeah.
Say you love me now. Been betrayed so many times. I feel like Lord don't let me down. I'm in